You didn't expect me to be on this couch. I'm Doc Analog. Salutations, Doctor of Analog. And welcome to Couch Reviews. Basically, this segment of the show, it's not like Pilot Light. I watch a recent movie that's out in theaters or a recent show, and I just sit down and talk about it. Just give my honest reactions without being scripted. Free speech. Kind of like the studio logs, but not really. So, the Odyssey. I got some notes, but all in all, if you want my truest opinion, if you're an average Joe that's never read it, go see it. If you're someone that read the book, go see it. Both audiences like it. Both type of audiences like it. Now, you're here for my deeper opinion, my nitpickiness. I nitpick a lot. Well, you come to the right place. Let's talk about the Odyssey. Now, this will be spoiler-free for all those who hasn't seen it, even though there has been a book and poem for like hundreds of years. So I feel like if you don't know it, then... So, all right. So, let's start. Christopher Nolan. I've watched many of his films, Dark Knight Trilogy and Inception. And I do like the man. He does have a trait I like. It's use as much live footage as you can in camera. Try to make it as real as possible. And then use digital effects when you need to. He does that very well. There are some things that are just magnificent to see on the big screen. I also saw this in IMAX. So shout out to the person, i.e. one of my friends, who gave me a ticket. Anyway, now this film. So, we start at the beginning. So, Christopher Nolan adapted the story very well, by meaning that so I actually read the book. I didn't like it because of one thing that Christopher Nolan did put in the movie. I didn't like it in the book, but he did flesh out better in the movie. Now, it also could be because I don't read that much. I prefer Stephen King books. I read a lot of Stephen King. I'm not really interested in that, any other writer. I tried to do Tolkien. I wasn't a big fan of The Hobbit. So adapted it really well, by meaning that this film jumps around from present to past a lot. So in the book, basically there'd be a chapter dedicated to present, and then we go to the past, and so on, like different narrators. There's a bunch of narrators trying to retell the past, and the film basically, you get all the past first, get segments of present, and then the last segment is just the present. Now, in the film, it's really good. They flesh out in the film. I don't like it. Now, personally, I don't like it because I like linear storytelling. I like past to present. And maybe if this film was just one big flashback from, like, Odysseus, we didn't cut to Odysseus, like, just telling the story on the island and being like, oh, well, yeah, sure. Then we landed on another island. Or, like, Methuselah, I'm not very good with the Greek names. Tom Holland's character goes to see this one guy, and we talk to him for a little bit. Those scenes, now, they can be fine, but there's also something about the movie that it's about the editing. The first 30 minutes or an hour is edited like a trailer. Like, there's like 20 cuts within every minute. It's just cut. We cut to Tom Holland and his mother, then cut back, and then cut back, and cut over there, then over there, then over there, and then over there. There's too many cuts. Now, the film actually gets a lot better. They actually drag it out, but whenever we're in the present, we just get cut. I don't know why. But the flashbacks are the key thing in the movie. And they are good. Each story, like, of Odysseus' journey is very well planned out. It's very well cut. I don't know if they actually filmed on the water. I highly doubt it, but if it's CGI, it looks killer. If it isn't, then it looks killer. Which brings me to my next point. This film's rated R. but it doesn't feel rated R. Like when I watched it, like a couple of blood, some swears, but there's not a lot. Like there's not a lot of gruesome moments that dedicates it to be rated R. You'll see in the movie, but like rated R, you can get a lot more stuff done. The South Park movie was rated R, and they did a lot of things that this movie didn't even touch upon. Well, used, you could say. Now, I don't know if this was because Christopher Nolan was originally aiming for PG-13 or or if they did pass further, it would have led into NC-17. I don't want either, so kind of like another nitpick. Another thing would be like the ending. You need to see this movie for the ending. Okay, and because of all the hardship that we went through for the first 3 hours or 2 hours, the ending makes it so the running time actually does benefit because you watch this entire movie, the ending is as much greater. Once again, an ending is almost as important as your beginning. Actually, no, endings are more important than your beginning, and also the middle and ending. The beginning, no one, you sit down, people are trying it out, they give you a little leeway, and then you have to impress them. But all in all, this film is great. Like, even though the editing could be choppy, I would definitely go again to see this movie because it is really, really good. There are fantastic scary moments. I didn't expect to get scared in a rated R movie. Like, that barely happens to me because I just think they're kind of overplayed sometimes. But it's also thanks to the sound at the IMAX theater. Again, watch this movie in IMAX if you can. One of the best experiences I have in the theater for a while. So, if I had to give this a rating, I'd say this was a 4 out of 5 stars. And for story, I'd give it 14. Wait, no. That's the number. I would give it a 7 out of 10. No, lower. 6 out of 10. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of how they tell the story, but the story itself is really good. So, for the flashbacks, 6 out of 10. For the actual story, 10 out of 10. So, this has been Doc Anila in Couch Reviews, and we'll see you in the actual next review.